Hiya, thank you so much for joining this broadcast. As always, it is Insights Radio, your number one online finance radio station. And of course, my name is Kewe Akindola, aka Spicy Hot Kewe. Okay, the show is the business side of entertainment. You know how we do every Friday at 12 p.m. we have the business side of entertainment. We bring the business side of what happens in the entertainment industry right to your speakers. I have with me today in the studios actor and singer Austine Onuoha, aka Stino. Good to have you here.
You too.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
So tell us about Austine. Who's Austine?
Okay. Austine is an artist.
Okay.
He is an entertainer
Okay.
who lives in Lagos. And he plies his trade in Lagos too.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are just doing the business side of it too.
Doing the business side of it. Okay. So you're an actor and you're an artist.
Yeah.
So let's start with the acting aspect. Yeah. So what made you go into acting in the first place?
Okay. What made me go into acting? I wouldn't say anything made me go into acting. It has always been part of me.
Okay.
I've always loved to act.
So it's a passion thing.
Yeah, it's something I'm passionate about.
Okay.
Growing up as a kid, then if I was asked to go to school or go have my bath so I can go to school, I would just find myself acting to myself in the bathroom. Those days it used to be Rambo, Commando, and you just carry the imaginary gun and shoot everybody.
Okay.
Play out lines in your head and all of that. Then until I would just hear my name, I start
before you start taking your
bath.
Okay.
So growing up too, I've always wished I could be on TV. I used to watch American movies, and I always prayed, one day I'd like to be on TV. I'd like to do what these guys are doing. Then along the line, I just found myself, pursuing it.
Okay.
That's why I'm here today.
And that's why you're here today. Awesome. Yeah. And we're happy to have you in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So I know that you do a lot more of stage plays, theater art, and I know you also do TV. So, but I know there's a big difference between what you do on stage and TV. So tell me, what's that difference about?
Okay. The theater performances are just live, and you rehearse more.
Okay.
The difference is just that you rehearse more for stage.
For stage.
Yeah. Anytime you're having a theater performance, you put yourself into it because you're performing to a live audience.
Okay.
So you have to rehearse until you perfect it. You don't just put up a show without perfecting the art itself.
Okay.
It has to be in order, line by line. Sometimes there are mistakes too, but you always look for a way to
to just
continue the story, so you don't deviate from the original story. But for TV, I know a lot of work is being put into TV productions too, like motion picture. But the difference is just budget.
Okay.
When you are doing a Hollywood movie, you are expected to put in more time.
Okay.
For rehearsals.
But
for the Nigerian budget, sometimes when you get to the location, they'll just give you a script and you start rehearsing
on the
right
spot.
There.
Wow.
So you can't do that for stage, especially if you want to have a fantastic production or performance.
Okay.
You can't do that for stage, except that person you are bringing same day has done that production before.
Okay.
Or maybe the lines are not much. You can take that risk.
You can pull it off.
Yes, you can take that risk, but you have to put in more to
stage than TV. Because when it's stage, when it's TV, if you make a mistake, there's
they can cut and make you do it all over and over again.
But when it's stage, You know?
If it is stage, you are done
You're
for.
there,
Because
and then you
it's
have to
easy
bring you.
Yeah, it's easy to deviate from the story if you don't know your lines,
Oh,
or you don't
wow.
know the story.
You don't know the story.
So that's why theater is quite different.
Okay, than from
the
TV.
motion picture. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, so how do you think theater acting is acceptable? How do you think Nigerians have accepted it? Do you think is acceptable?
Yeah, it is acceptable. Just that we've not been able to reach certain part of the country.
Okay.
Like if you talk about theater, it's only in Lagos that people will tell you, oh, they will confidently tell you that I'm a theater actor.
Okay.
And they are living well. Like
they're doing good. Okay.
You know, but in other parts of the country, let's say in the hinterland, like certain parts, let me not mention names.
Yeah.
People still ask you, what is that?
Okay.
What are you people doing? Like, what is stage?
What is stage?
You know, so it's
there, but it's not there.
Yeah, it's there. But we are doing all we can to see that everything goes viral, you know.
Yeah.
But the acceptability, the acceptability rate is still, 50-50 for the Nigerian audience.
In the Nigerian, for the Nigerian audience.
Yeah. So for example, in Lagos, there is a growing audience now, especially for young people. The elderly people know about theater because way back, they used to tell us stories about how theater was thriving. That was the reason for the National Theater. Okay. Yeah, elderly people, most of our elderly audience who come to see our show they used to tell us about National Theater, how they go there to see shows almost every weekend.
Wow.
But after a while, the whole idea just died, and now we are just trying our best to
just bring it back to life.
So it can be acceptable to all ages.
To all ages. So for
or
now, it's still
range.
It's not like it's not accepted, but maybe it's the awareness that's still kind of low.
Yeah, it is. And most times people prefer to go to the cinema than spending
than coming to come and see a real,
stage play.
A stage play.
But we are trying. We're trying. A couple of people are doing well, like the Austine Peters.
It's doing so much for the
there's the Wale Oguntoku too.
Okay.
So they initiated the Theatre Terra project, and it's still running till date.
So what's that project about?
It's about theater, every weekend theater.
Okay,
every Sunday theater.
Every Sunday.
You come, you see different kinds of shows.
Okay.
Not just the same kind of play. Like every month, there's always a new play coming to Theatre Terra.
Wow.
So
that's good.
Yep.
Okay. So let me tell me, financially, would you say theater art is lucrative in Nigeria? Or acting generally as a profession? Just let me not limit it to just theater.
Acting is lucrative if you know your onions.
Okay.
Let me put it that way.
Okay.
What people want to see is originality.
Okay.
Even as a theater actor, if you're not bringing anything fantastic to the table, people will not call you for their project. People won't bring you on board and all of that.
Okay.
So, same with TV or film. If you're not good enough, people might not really call you. But if they are going to call you at all, they will just give you roles they feel you can handle because your ability is not as strong.
Okay.
But once they spot you with a good ability, you can be on set week in, week out.
Okay.
And sometimes it has to do with let me use the word grace.
Okay.
If you've not blown, as they will say, some people might not really want to give you a role, the lead role or the sub lead and all
in
that
their movies.
But if you happen to have that grace and somebody spots you somewhere, then you can go far.
You can go very far.
Yeah.
Okay, so but this, I think it's a bit challenging for
Yeah.
a lot of people who want to break into the industry.
It's
Why
not
do you
easy.
think? Why do you think it's like that? Like, I mean, you can see that this person can do this, but they keep. I don't know if it's like they keep repeating, the same people.
Same
I mean, the
people.
people who are there now started. I mean, if nobody gave them a platform, they won't be there. So why do you think there's so much on, young people trying to get in there and they're just struggling?
The thing is still, I can't speak for the producers.
Okay, because they know.
Yeah, they know why they choose certain people, or one of the reason I think sometimes is because if you're putting down your money to do a project, you want to make money. You don't just want to run at a loss, so they prefer to use well-known faces, so the
Okay.
movie can have
the kind of
yes,
the kind of
audience
attraction
that
that they
looking
want.
for.
Okay.
So the thing is, even if you're good, you are expected to keep trying.
Okay.
And if you think you're tired of trying, go do your own movie.
Okay, go do your own movie.
Just produce your own movie and
you might just
push it. Those are the two ways you can come into the industry. Either you produce your own movie or you wait for your turn.
Okay. So what aspect of what you do demands a lot of financing?
It's the production itself.
Okay, the production.
The production. Sometimes you just think, this guy is making money, this actor is making money. Sometimes it's not even the actors that are making the money, it's the production itself. Like, you need the equipment. The equipment, the backroom people.
Okay.
Like, if you're going to make a quality movie now, you'll be looking for a
good
cinema
camera,
movie. You'll be looking for that standard, and you also have to employ
the right hands that can handle.
the right hands, the right location, and all of that. Sometimes the actors don't even get to make all the millions we think they're making. So but the good thing of it is that the actor, one of the things you get is promotion.
Okay.
You get that promotion for that's once you get a promotion, it propels you
to your next
earning bigger in the next project.
So you just need to keep putting yourself,
keep pushing. Whether good or bad, even if the money is not good, even if it's small, just do it. Just do it.
Just sometimes, do it, Nike.
Sometimes the small jobs get you bigger ones. And most times, what happens in the industry is that once producers start using you, especially the days when things were rough, and when things becomes good, they will say, these were my day one guys. I will continue to use them. So it's always good sometimes to support a dream and be patient.
And support.
So if a producer produces his first job today and he
doesn't pay a lot,
doesn't pay a lot, tomorrow he will okay, with that movie this guy was able to get certain clout and all of that, let me still try him again. Before you know, another producer might just notice you from
that movie.
So that's how people go everywhere. That's how people
everywhere.
become popular.
Wow, awesome. So tell me, do you think Nollywood as a body is organized?
Before, it used to be organized, but now we have different factions. Even in this country, there are different Nollywoods now. There is the one from the north, there is the Yoruba, there is the Asaba, and there is the Lagos faction. So this sometimes these things confuse me. But internationally, it is known as Nollywood.
It is known as Nollywood.
Nobody will tell you, from let's say in America, this time we say nobody knows Kannywood or Yoruba wood or anything. Everything is Nollywood.
It's Nollywood.
But internally, I don't think it's as organized as it's supposed to be.
As it is supposed to.
But the good thing of it is that we still make magics.
Okay.
We
still make magic.
We still work There's still
Okay.
work going on.
Okay. And it can be better.
Yeah, it can be better. But in the organizational aspect of it, I don't think there is
unity.
There is no unity yet.
Okay.
But I believe with time we can get to organize ourselves and reorganize these things, so we can just be known as Nollywood instead of having different woods in the same country.
In the same country.
You know, because sometimes if you watch like African Magic, you find out that there is the Asaba movie for the epic.
But
These ones they just shoot. They just go ahead and shoot the movies and all. There is no checks and balance. They
just do it.
They will just tell you, go there, stay in front of the camera and say the line, even if you cannot act. Just do the thing like that. So when you look at the Lagos production, you find out okay, there's a level of
standard. There's standard when it comes to,
and those ones are the real the ones that represent Nollywood internationally when it comes to quality production. Okay. Not that these other movies don't go outside. They go outside, but those are the ones you watch outside and you're like, what are they doing? And you were like, some people are like, oh, maybe Nollywood is not really this.
So we now bring down the standard. Like they're not even doing like what kind of movies this?
And they make a lot of movies.
Wow. So they just
in a month they can make over 30 movies from that angle. And the ones that are looking for standard will take their time, to
get something,
get the whole thing done properly. Wow. But then it's still Nollywood. We can't run away from it.
Yeah. We understand that. Okay, so we still have Austine Onuoha, aka Steino, in the studio. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we head on with the show. It is the business side of entertainment, and of course, it is Insights Radio, your number one online finance radio station. I will be back in a bit. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the show, the business side of entertainment. Before we went on a break, I had with me in the studio Austine Onuoha. I said studio. And he is still, here with me. So Austine, how you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, I hope you're enjoying the flow.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I wanted to ask you before we went on break.
Okay.
How has it been? I mean, support from your family as regards acting, because in Nigeria, everybody wants the normal, knot and tie job, 9 to 5, the blue collar job, and all of that. Was it the white collar job or the blue? I'm now confused.
It's white collar still.
Yeah. Okay, then blue, the white collar job. So everybody wants, to have that kind of person. How was your family, in receiving the fact that you wanted to, how was their reaction?
Okay, I didn't have much of a trouble.
Okay.
Because I lost my dad before I even started acting.
Okay.
That was going to be a problem for me if he was still alive, because he wanted me to be a lawyer.
Okay.
He used to say that I talk a lot.
Okay.
So in his mind, only lawyers talk a lot.
Okay.
And he was actually prepping me for
law.
Yes.
Wow.
When people come to the house, he say, that's that child, that's that one I want to be a lawyer.
A lawyer.
Some of his colleagues or friends, he say, that's the one you will help. Like when the time comes,
okay,
when you help. Most of his friends who are into academia and all that,
okay,
say, I want
you
to help me,
so he can
become
a
lawyer.
Wow.
So he passed on before I even started, working.
Wow.
Now, when I started, I was around 13 or 14 or thereabout.
Okay.
Then when I leave home and I go for shows, sometimes I come back late. Then I used to receive calls from my mom, where are you? Or family members, where are you?
Okay.
Then after like 2 years, they stopped calling.
They just said, let's free this guy.
They abandoned me.
Just go.
They just abandoned me. They say, my mom used to say, don't worry, he will come back. And he will not make trouble. And that was just it for me.
Wow.
They know that he
You're
doesn't make trouble. He will not hear any bad record of him or bad news about him doing anything bad. So they just stopped calling. And although one or two times they will still call. Then like getting to like 4 years, in fact they just
let you go. Wow.
Just left me. And then I didn't really have much of
You didn't have a
challenge.
Okay, so what about relationships? I mean the ladies now, because we know how they always say actors. This one.
Okay, that's where I had challenges.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm good looking, but some of them think I'm good looking.
He said he doesn't know he's good looking. You're actually good looking.
Okay, thank you. That's coming from a lady.
Okay.
So I had a lot of issues because they would just look at you, fine boy, and he's an actor. And when you're talking, like, I know you have rehearsed what you're saying. I'm like, okay, I didn't rehearse these things. I didn't rehearse it. Just accept me as I am.
As you are, okay.
Like, okay. So every time you're talking to a lady or a girl, she would just say, that's how they do. That's how they talk. Yeah, womanizer. I know you. That's the things you have done on set. You are now playing it on me. I'm like, come on.
Okay, so that just got to like that.
Or sometimes they will ask you, you've done this before, Abi? I said, no. Like, how do you mean I've done? Maybe you have acted this thing before. I'm like, no, I have not. I'm just telling you from my heart.
From your heart. Okay.
And they will say, it's easy for you because you act fine boy roles
a lot.
So maybe you are using the things you've said to me. Okay.
Wow.
So it was challenging. Sometimes you have genuine love for somebody,
but you're not confident enough in
they will just say, the girls, how about the girls? I don't believe you. And they'll just pend you before you know you have
been friend zoned.
Okay, that friend zone thing too. It was, but now
it's all good.
I just let myself go.
Okay.
No.
Okay, great. So coming from that same angle of people accepting you, how has it been with finance houses? I mean, for example, you want to do a production of your own, you need funds, and you cannot generate those funds because it's a lot of money, it's huge. So how has reception been as regards that?
Okay, it still has to do with man no man thingy.
Okay.
If you're coming as an individual, they won't even answer you. They will just look at you and say, okay, or they will just accept your proposal and just dump it there.
Somewhere.
But if you're coming from the angle of a company, they might, just give you an audience. But then it still has to do with who are you and what have you done. The likes of Bolanle Austin Peters can get better sponsorship for her shows and all of that because she owns Terra Culture.
Okay.
There's something. Let me not call it. Let me just use the word collateral. Like there's something a physical
they can see.
Collateral, or there's a physical edifice being built for this purpose. So they tend to listen more to such people. Okay. And there are a couple of other people who easily get sponsorship from.
But someone like you who's just
for someone like me, it has to do with me knowing people.
Okay.
Or you have to just give them some
form of collateral.
Not necessarily collateral.
Okay.
The budget will have to be something somebody will just bring out of his pocket
and give you
and give to you.
Okay.
If not, they'll just look at you like, can you handle this kind of
cash? No, but there was something. Sometime they said government had given out, funds to
that fund never got to us.
Wow.
It didn't. Even after registering companies, personal companies, so you can actually be identified as an entity. It didn't. Majority of us didn't see it, especially for the small production companies.
Wow.
We never saw it, but we know that the government actually gave out
that sum
an
of money.
XYZ amount of money for the art, but it didn't. It wasn't well circulated. Even if at all it was circulated,
it didn't get to the lower.
It didn't get to the people
who were
supposed
really
to use
needed
it. Yeah, the we found out that it's still the same
Set of
big
people.
guns that
That's
managed the fund.
Meanwhile,
for
those
their
ones
own
can
good.
easily go to the finance houses and get funds.
And get funding.
So the
for their
people who
show.
can't now don't even have that
I
opportunity.
swear.
So it's a system problem,
yeah,
really.
it's quite difficult, especially for the smaller production companies who want to get funding from banks. Even if it's a loan, they will still frustrate you in a way. It's not just easy.
It's not easy.
You with your proposal, very fantastic proposals that you're giving to them, they will still want it to come from a certain person or certain angle, and it's quite difficult. Funny enough, the international bodies are the ones who help
the most.
Yes, they help people locally here.
Yeah.
But the Nigerian institutions, it's usually very difficult. But thanks to the likes of British Council, the Goethe Institute, and a couple of other organizations who sometimes listen to us and say, okay, take this. We don't have much, but at least manage this for your production.
Wow.
So that's the only way we get funding. But from banks and some of these
finance houses, there's really no.
It's difficult.
Okay. So still coming from the finance angle, what are you doing financially to secure your future? Because we, sometimes I know it's not just, in the entertainment industry. I know it can happen to anybody really, but because actors are popular people, we know their faces. We've seen them on TV lots of times, and so when this kind of thing happens, everybody expects there's that look. Oh, you're an actor, so you have everything. So when we see these people online, maybe something has happened and then there's no access to funds. So I wanted to ask, what are you guys doing as a body, or what are you doing personally to ensure that your future tomorrow is secure financially?
Okay, in that regard, I don't think there is a structure for actors when it comes to
there's no corporation, like a cooperative or something.
None at all.
Okay.
None I know of.
So it's not organized.
And I've been in the industry for quite a long time.
Wow.
I can't say this is there's an organized form of security for actors tomorrow. But what I always advise people, if you can do your own personal insurance, go ahead with it. And another thing is, sometimes this popularity thing puts us at a disadvantage.
Okay.
You do a gig and that skyrockets your face and the money is not there. It's usually a problem for most of us.
Actors.
So what I personally want is the money and not just the
fame. That's what everybody wants, really.
I want the money, not just the fame. If I can do 2-3 jobs and I have there's a couple like good income out of it, I prefer it than just being everywhere on TV and there is no money in the bank.
There's no money.
So I've also delved into
Other
business.
Okay. Other things.
Look at me now.
This is you?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have.
And this looks amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm also into tailoring.
Okay.
Fashion design.
And wow.
So that's one of the things I do to stay afloat when these jobs are not coming. Yes. So that's the idea of, it's better you have money than be popular. Than for you to be everywhere and there's no money in your pocket.
There's no money in your
it's a big challenge.
Pocket. Okay. I have more questions, but our time is already far spent, so I can't take that anymore. But tell me, if we're going off now, so what would be your advice to the young people who want to get into acting? What would you say to them?
Okay, for people going into acting, just look for be creative, because there are a lot of creative people out there, there are a lot of talented people out there. Displacing or replacing them is going to be hard for you. So you have to be creative in your own style, so that once you come in, people are like, oh, I like this guy, bring them on this, so that's the advice. Just be creative in your own way. Look for something that you are not seeing and bring it on board.
So you guys have heard it all. Be creative. Look for something that somebody else is not doing and bring that on board. So what song would you like us to play for you as we, wrap up the show.
Okay. Tubaba.
Baba Oyi. Okay, so guys, you heard it all. Baba Oyi, thank you so much for being here. But very quickly, you didn't tell me if you wanted to do an international collaboration. Who would you do that with in acting?
Okay, that would be Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, wow.
Bad guy.
You're a bad guy. What about Nigerian?
Ramsey Noah.
Ramsey Noah. So you guys have heard it all, Jamie Foxx and Ramsey Noah. The show was the business side of entertainment. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I have with me Austine Onuoha, aka Stino, in the studio. Till I come your way, same time, same station next week. My name is Kelly Akindola. Stay safe, be beautiful, and remember to always smile. Ciao.
Bye.